Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Factor Cap Paranormal Files. My name is Wes, and this series is about breaking down paranormal or creepy videos that we find online and figuring out if they are real or fake. Factor Cap. Why give a shit about my opinion? I've been doing paranormal research and investigation for 10 plus years. I've had some interesting experiences, but I try to be as honest and brutal as possible in these videos because at the end of the day, I just want to know if there really is anything out there. And sadly, the paranormal community has a lot of fakes. So, I like to talk about the videos, go through them, kind of react, kind of discuss whether or not I think they're real or fake based on my experience and knowledge. Now, if you're new to this channel, I hope you enjoy this episode. We are doing another Nuke's Top 5 episode. If you guys don't know, he is one of the best channels, in my opinion, for compiling paranormal, cryptid, creepy videos on the whole entire platform. I'm sure there's other ones who are good, but he really knocks it out of the park. You can check out his channel below. It's always linked in the description. And we're going to jump into this. So this is 5 ghost videos so scary they should ban TikTok. I'm not sure if that means that all of these originated on TikTok or if that's just kind of more of like a clickbait title. But we'll see. So let's jump into it.
Top 5 Ghosts, Calling Camera. Randonautica Revisited. You might recognize TikTok user Matt Hall from a previous video I did about Randonautica.
So I saw this thing that a lot of people were doing on TikTok called Randonauting. It's an app that you download and it gives you a completely random location close to you that you go to, and apparently it's supposed to be a glitch in the simulation or something like that.
What was that?
Holy Is there anybody here?
Yes, I think I just heard something.
Now, since his terrifying encounter in the woods, Matt Hall claims that he has had a new and even more horrifying encounter at his job. Matt says that late one night when he was working the overnight shift, a security camera at his work started beeping. Now, the security camera has motion sensors and only starts beeping when someone or something disrupts the sensor. Naturally, Matt immediately went to check the camera. He was chilled to the core when he saw this.
There's literally somebody outside like dragging a bag at my work. No, sorry, I'm just recording in case something happens.
I'm going to pause it right here. This guy is a fucking fake, right? Like, this is a joke, right? Like, I know a lot about Randonautica, and I think it's a super cool idea, but you're telling me he got 2 of the most crystal clear EVPs to ever be recorded in human history? And then now there's some mysterious guy dragging bags? Bro, quit faking paranormal content. For real.
I can't see his face. Where's he going? He's literally running down to the door. He's coming up to the door right now. See? Oh my fucking god! He's outside the door. He's outside the door right now. No, there's nowhere to hide in here. It's just this one room. The door is locked, but oh my
This is hurting my soul.
He's like behind the building now. I don't. Can you just get here, please? Really?
Matt frantically calls 911 to summon the police. While on the phone with the emergency operator, the outdoor CCTV camera records a man dragging what looks like a trash bag right in front of the building's exit. Matt says that the police came and searched the area surrounding the building, but they couldn't find anyone. Even more baffling, the garbage bag the man was carrying was simply stuffed full of old clothes. So was this encounter somehow connected to Matt's previous randonauting experience?
I bet the cops never showed up. I bet he never called them. I bet it's all fabricated.
Was it even real? Or was it just a TikTok hoax?
Yep.
You decide. German Reddit user Overhype13 claims that he and his friends were randonauting.
I don't even really want to pause and talk about that one, but I hated everything about that. That's the problem, is too many people making fakes. There's no way that any of that was real. I mean, like, honestly, if you're in a situation where you think someone's there to harm you, you think he's going to be sitting there like, oh, please, please come. Like, purposely shaking his camera and then being perfectly still to make sure that he can capture everything that is being recorded. Come the fuck on.
When they were led to the middle of nowhere, a seldomly traveled walking path in the woods in Germany. They had pretty much given up finding anything when they suddenly spotted a mysterious flower and a plaque on a tree.
Okay, also, warte. Wir haben eine neue Intention gesucht. Also wir haben eigentlich ohne Intention gesucht.
Ja.
Er hat den Point angemacht und wir waren irgendwie so mitten im Wald.
Wo der Point ist?
Ja, warte.
Der
Ja,
ist der Radius.
wir sind halt direkt da beim Radius.
Ja.
Punkt ist da.
Ja, wir sind auf jeden Fall im Radius. Und jetzt haben wir die Gegend abgesucht, also so ein kleiner Weg. Wir haben die Gegend abgesucht. Hier ist halt nichts. Hier war halt nichts. Bis wir eine Blume gesehen haben. Ich filme das mal. Hier ist halt so ein Schild. Thilo, guter Freund, Ruhe und Frieden. Das haben wir jetzt gar nicht gesehen. Aber jetzt achte aufs Datum. 24.07. Welches Datum haben wir heute? Sag's mal. Wir haben einfach den fucking 24. Mann.
Junge, vor
Wir-
2 Jahren.
Das war vor genau 2 Jahren. Wir haben das fucking gleiche Datum. Ey, das
Also-
kann doch kein Zufall sein.
Jungs.
Als ob das genau vor 2 Jahren war.
It's crazy.
Als ob hier jemand vor 2 Jahren gestorben ist. Scheiße.
Reddit user Overhype13 says that after he did some extensive Google searching to find the man named Tilo, who passed away exactly 2 years ago on the exact spot where Randonautica sent them, he wasn't able to find anything. Overhype13 believes that there is no way the Randonautica app could have known about the memorial sign that shared the same date as their exploration. This mysterious incident remains unexplained. TikTok user Tyler Vasquez says that after watching many strange videos about the Randonautica app, she simply had to try it out for herself. The app gives her a location about 1.5 miles from her home, so she travels there and documents her experience. The location she is led to is a secluded creek, surrounded by woods. What happens next is downright chilling.
Alright, so I think I gotta go this way down a creek. Alright, this is what I found so far. Pretty creepy. I'll go see what that is. Okay, so I just opened up one of the photos, and it's whatever the that is. Then we have these random 3. This one's It's Your Birthday with the snowman with, I don't know. And these 2 I just put together. It's like, play with me. Alright, I think it was just my imagination. I think I'm just hearing but I'm trying to read these. I swear I'm friendly. Play with me.
Taylor finds creepy drawings scattered all around the rocks that look like they have been drawn by a child. Then she hears the unexplained voice of a little girl and just runs. When Taylor Vasquez posted her video to TikTok, her viewers suggested that the creepy little voice actually says, "You hide and I'll find you."
Play with me. Play with me.
After many requests
I just don't buy it, man. I just don't.
by her viewers, Taylor returns to the creek 3 days later to find out more about the strange drawings.
So I just hiked the mile back to that randonauting spot. Brought a flashlight as a weapon this time. As you can see, there's no one around me. I'm trying to go quick so that I don't waste too much time. These drawings are creepy as I feel like I should just grab them all really quick. If they have messages on them, because then, like, those look like symbols. I'll just go like quick so that maybe this can help me figure out what they mean. Maybe there's meaning to them. I'm too scared to stay that long. There's a fucking notebook. I'm taking that too. Right, so I grabbed everything. Shoot these. I don't really see anything else. So like,
The voice is there again, but it's now
It was there earlier too, and she was ignoring it. Okay, listen. There's a couple things here that I really think is happening. I think that the Randonautica people do a lot of shit that they like set up 100%. To me, that voice totally sounds like a speaker. Like it could be a motion setup speaker of some sorts that plays a random loop of words when people get close to it, or the Randonautica app when it God, what word was I gonna use? When it realizes by like location on the phone, if someone's getting close, it starts triggering it to go off. Like there's tons of stuff like that can happen, and that's not hard to do. Like you may be thinking like, oh, that's a stretch. Is it more of a stretch to think that there's some demon sitting at this random lake saying that it's going to kill you and it wants to play and it's drawing pictures? I mean, come on. Definitely seems fake. Whether or not she planted it and is doing it, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be hard to do, or if the Randonautica people are doing it because their app's pretty fucking cool. Like there's a lot of creepy shit that goes on with that. I don't really know what to say about that app as a whole. It freaks me out. I don't even know if you can get it anymore. But I've seen some shit where like I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the viral one where the Randonautica app took people to this pier and they found a suitcase and it was straight up like dead people in it. Like it's crazy.
Now quieter, and Taylor doesn't really hear it at first. The soft little voice seems to say, "You're not my family. You're gonna die if you don't go."
They have messages on them, because then, like, those look like symbols.
Taylor collects many more strange drawings that are scattered around the area. But then the voice gets louder and says,
I don't really see anything else, so, like...
Later, she posts her video, and when she reads the viewer comments, she makes another shocking discovery.
Okay, so I don't have a lot of time right now, but I saw this comment and I'm kind of hyperventilating, freaking out. This girl posted that she saw a f***ing child in my video. No one was with me, and tell me if you guys think that looks like a ghost child, because I don't f***ing know. But I didn't know if she photoshopped it or not, so I went to my videos and I screenshotted the exact part that she shows right there. And I see the face too. And so now I'm actually freaking the f*** out. I'm super terrified. I don't know what to do. I didn't see anyone or hear anything until that voice happened, but it just sounded like an echo. So, I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me what you see, but that right there looks like a f***ing face to me. I don't know.
Now,
Oh, she sounded like she just ran a half marathon. Is that because she's scared? It's a little overacting for me.
what do you think Taylor caught on camera? Is it real?
It's creepy.
Or is it just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
If it's not, if she didn't edit that in, that's for sure creepy. But it's just too much. Like, this is the thing, is like there's too much good stuff.
Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. What's at the window? CJ from the YouTube channel CJ Longcrow's Vlogs is exploring the abandoned and allegedly very haunted Crow Creek Reservation High School in Stephan, South Dakota. The school and the land it sits on has a very dark and creepy history. In 1886, the Catholic Church set up a boarding school for Native American children on this land, and then basically forced the reservation children to attend. From the day the boarding school opened, the land seemed cursed. Crops and trees planted on the grounds wouldn't grow. Random unexplained fires destroyed many of the buildings, and the schoolhouse was directly hit and almost wiped out by not one, but 2 different tornadoes. But each time, the Catholic Church would simply rebuild the boarding school on the same ground. One of the school's darker stories involves a nun named Sister Wilhelmina Kaufman. On January 12, 1888, during a blizzard, the nun left the school building to go to the laundry house next door. Even though the buildings were very close together, she got lost in the blinding snow and couldn't find her way back to the school. The next morning, her body was found kneeling in the deep snow. She had frozen to death only 100 feet from the school's door. Cut to modern day. People who live near the Crow Creek Reservation High School report seeing many strange and frightening things. It is said that the terrifying apparition of a nun can be seen roaming the grounds. and some claim that they have seen dark shadow figures wandering the school's hallways. CJ Longcrow happens to have a friend that lives on the Crow Creek Reservation, right next to the allegedly haunted school.
Oh, wow.
So not only was CJ able to explore the abandoned building, but he spent the entire night right beside
Oh, what a dream, man. That's a great opportunity.
the creepy school grounds. So early in the night, CJ and his friends head out to explore the school. They find some strange graffiti on the walls, and even more bizarre, a floor full of dead birds.
Holy those are dead birds?
But even more alarming are the aggressive living birds and bats that have made their home inside the abandoned school.
Sound like something moved down there. Here, let's do this room first. Oh, that's a fucking owl, bro. That's a fucking owl. Like, the higher we got up, like, it seems like that's... Oh. Bro, we just want to get by. Fucking birds on crack, dog. Go.
After a few angry bird and bat attacks, the guys decide to finish up their exploration and just exit the school. But the creepy story doesn't end there. Now, as I mentioned before, CJ is sleeping overnight in a house that is right next to the abandoned school building. So late that night, while his friends are sleeping, he decides to take a walk around the haunted school grounds. It didn't go well.
Everyone else is asleep, so... dude, like, it's so creepy out here, because I heard so many fucking stories, like, just so many stories of, like, I just can't. But it is pretty fucking creepy out here, though, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, I mean, just look at this building. Oh, bro.
CJ spots some shadowy figure walking by the abandoned school's third-story window. He freaks out and runs inside to wake up his friend Phil, asking him to join him to go check out the strange shadow. When they reach the third-floor window where CJ saw the figure, what they find is truly bizarre.
Okay, guys, this is exactly...
Bro, where could I have gone though?
It's exactly where the I saw it. Hold on, let me see inside there. Custodian? Closet?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Now, even though the shadow that CJ saw seems to appear from one side and walk quickly past the window, there's just nowhere to walk. There's a concrete wall on one side of the window and a tiny empty janitor's closet on the other. So where did the shape go? Did CJ Longcrow see one of the strange shadow apparitions that are said to haunt the Crow Creek High School? You decide. You can check out CJ's full exploration video over on his YouTube channel, CJ Longcrow's Logs. Disappearing Act.
That one's interesting. I mean, it does look, I don't know. You can tell that he's not recording with a great camera.
One side and
so like it gets a pass, but it does seem just kind of too good to
join
be true.
him to go check out. Just nowhere to. You decide. Now, even though
it's just tough because it doesn't look awesome. It's very bulky and square, but it's like pitch black.
Shadow that CJ.
Custodian? Closet?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Now, even though the shadow that CJ saw.
I mean, are they sure that's the right
It's
room?
exactly where the
shadow. When they reach the third floor window where CJ saw the figure, what they find is truly bizarre.
Okay, guys, this is exactly...
Bro, where could I have gone though?
It's exactly where the
I don't think it's the same room because it looks more compact and it looks like there was something that should be on this wall when it's showing.
Just nowhere to walk. There's a concrete wall on one side of the window and a tiny empty janitor's closet on the other. So where did the shape go? Did CJ Longcrow see?
Like, what's this right here? Oh, sorry, my head's kind of blocking it. Like, it looks like there should be something right here, but when they're in there, it's just a wall. I think they're personally in the wrong room. I can't confirm that, but that's what it seems like to me.
One of the strange shadow apparitions that are said to haunt the Crow Creek High School?
And those windows are way bigger. Yeah, they're totally
Janitor's
not
closet
right
on the
there.
other. So where did the shape go? Did CJ Longcrow see one of the strange shadow apparitions that are said to haunt the Crow Creek High School? You decide.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's... I don't know. It's tough. It's one that I've talked about. I say this several times. Like, I don't know this person's character. I don't know if they would be above faking for views or not. It seems like someone who just does vlogs and likes to explore stuff. So the odds of them wanting to fake something seem lower. I don't know. It's an interesting one, though. Great place to go investigate, though. Super creepy. Gotta watch out for those birds, though.
You can check out CJ's full exploration video over on his YouTube channel, CJ Longcrow's Logs. Disappearing Act. Reddit user Edgy Christendom says that he and his girlfriend were exploring an abandoned mental asylum in Baltimore, Maryland, when this happens.
I almost hit that. Yo, this place is crazy, bro. Oh, moms.
Babe,
What?
where are you going?
I swear I just seen something.
Don't f***ing start that. Babe! Yo, what the fuck?
Bro, what the?
You're lying. You gotta be lying.
He turns just in time to catch a dark figure moving through one of the doors. But when he follows, there's no one there. Edgy Christendom doesn't necessarily claim that the video is anything supernatural, and he says that it could have simply been a homeless person living in the building. But if this was a person, then where did they go? Let me know what you think. Can't.
It's creepy for sure. I don't think that's fake. I think Nuke's top 5 said it good. It just seems like maybe a person in there, and then, you know, maybe they hid. They know a hiding spot. They got out of the window. I don't know. There's tons of options there.
Nowhere. The popular YouTube Urbex channel Exploring with Josh travels to what is rumored to be an abandoned summer camp in the Catskill Mountains of southeastern New York. The remains of the camp are in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by woods. Josh and his friends explore the mysterious site and discover that it was a former religious summer camp for children. Turns out the religious camp was built in the 1950s and operated for at least 15 years before being abandoned for unknown reasons. As Josh and his friends enter one of the decaying buildings on the property, they find a strange surprise.
Yo, what? What the hell? This is creepy.
Yo!
This is a fine. For real. What the heck? Who did that?
Do you think explorers did it, or it was just left like this?
Either satanic ritual cult people, or maybe explorers? I don't know, guys. This is freaking creepy. Look at this. Dude, who really hung all this up? Kind of cool. I like it. Dude, someone was hanging up masks up there. So these are obviously people, but that looks like the Ring one. The Grudge or the Ring. Tell me not. On the calendar it says 2001, so unless this place went abandoned in 2001, this is our only trace at the moment of like any sort of timeline.
A calendar on the wall dates all the way back to March 2001, so the camp has likely been abandoned for over 19 years. Josh splits off from his friends who are taking pictures of the abandoned buildings. While exploring alone, he finds a broken down RV. He goes inside to take a look and accidentally captures something chilling.
Jeez. Well, there's nothing in here. The bed in the back.
And that's weird. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's a hand.
Okay. I've seen enough.
Did you see it? Well, Josh didn't either. But soon after he enters the RV, a mysterious small hand can be seen hitting the skylight on the roof. Now, Josh didn't notice the unexplained little hand, but when he posted his video to YouTube, his viewers were shocked. Some of them think that this could be the ghost of one of the children that stayed at the camp long ago. But what do you think? Is this a ghost accidentally caught on camera, or simply one of Josh's friends messing around? And if it is one of his friends, they certainly have tiny little hands.
I mean, I don't know. We're talking about small hands. I don't think it's really that small of a hand, right?
Or simply one of Josh's friends messing around.
I mean, those skylights are like usually. So, like, if you're. I don't know, it could just be like a small guy or a small woman's hand. It doesn't need to be like a kid.
And if it is one of his friends, they certainly have tiny little hands.
I mean, I don't know. That's a weird one for sure. I would be more leaning towards someone just on top of it, whether it's a friend or someone else. Seems like a weird, like it's super clear thing for paranormal, right? For it just to be like a very visible hand. Like that's not something in the typical realm of paranormal videos or catching evidence. It's kind of odd, especially with how clear it is. That's one thing that like I just don't buy with a lot of these videos, at least specifically in this episode, is like shit is so visible. Like, I mean, maybe that's just because we're finally getting people who are doing content and going to these places with like good cameras, but like even like longtime ghost hunters and whatnot, like the evidence that they have is never that visible. It just, yeah, I don't think it's anything paranormal.
Watch your step. French paranormal explorer Oz from the YouTube channel Project Activity travels to haunted locations all over France to investigate and record proof of the paranormal. In this episode, he investigates a house that is said to be extremely haunted. The house's owner, who wishes to remain anonymous, says that both of her grandparents passed away inside the home. She claims that after she moved in with her children, she began to experience terrifying paranormal activity on a daily basis. Every night when she would lie asleep in bed, she says that she would be woken up by the chilling sensation of something stroking and caressing her cheek. Even though the nightly event frightened her, she believed that this could be the spirit of one of her grandparents, peacefully watching over her and her children. But then, one night, something happened that changed her mind forever. Just after midnight, as the woman lay sleeping, she was suddenly jolted awake by the feeling of her bed frame violently shaking. The entire bed seemed to levitate off the ground and then seemed to be forcefully thrown a few feet across the room. The woman now no longer believed that this was the peaceful spirit of one of her grandparents haunting the home. She believed it was something much more dark and sinister, something that might wish to harm her and her children. The family moved out of the house the very next day, and the home has remained empty ever since. Paranormal investigator Oz from the YouTube channel Project Activity investigates the mysterious house to figure out just what is haunting the family. In his investigation, he uses some very unconventional tools, one of which is a small piece of paper placed inside a plexiglass box. The idea is that no wind or air currents can move the paper inside the box, so the only way it can move is by something supernatural. Oz is setting up a second device in the same room, which I'll get back to in a second. But as he prepares, right behind him, this happens.
Donc je vais l'activer et je vais vous montrer comment ça fonctionne. L'ancien, c'est pareil.
The piece of paper inside the plexiglass box mysteriously moves on its own. Oz doesn't notice and continues setting up his second, rather unusual device, a theremin. The theremin is sometimes used as a musical instrument, but it can also be used as a sensor. The theremin creates a tone whenever someone comes close to the antenna on top of the device.
This is a theremin, it's an electronic instrument. You produce music or sound by waving your hand into an electrical field.
So not long after Oz has set up the theremin, something very strange happens.
Elle avait ici, alors là je vous montre avec ma petite lampe, il y avait un lit. Donc la tête... Bon, très honnêtement, je sais pas pourquoi il s'est déclenché. Vous pouvez le refaire? S'il se déclenche, je pars en cours. C'est quoi ça? C'est la lanière de ma lampe torche. J'ai l'impression qu'on vient de tirer dessus. La lampe torche, elle est au sol. Je comprends pas là.
Oz claims that something pulled on his pocket flashlight and broke the strap, causing the flashlight to fall hard to the floor. But then things get downright chilling.
Il y a eu ce truc avec cette batterie, ma lampe là, la lampe de poche qui s'est... J'ai eu l'impression en fait que quelqu'un me l'a tiré des mains. Ça a pété la lanière qui est cassée là, vous pouvez le voir. Et en fait en fait la lanière est complètement pétée.
A strange whisper can be heard and a door behind Oz slams him in the back.
En fait la lanière est complètement pétée.
Throughout his investigation, Oz has managed to stay relatively calm. But what happens next even frightens him.
Si je vous dérange là, dans cet étage, je descends. Je vous demanderai de ne pas faire de bêtises. Là par contre je suis... Sans déconner, c'est quoi ce bordel? Et franchement, il faut pas faire ça quoi. Putain, je vais me faire pousser quoi.
The ghost hunter gets an unexplained push in the back by an invisible force and almost falls down the stairs. What the woman told him about the dark intentions of the spirit that haunts the home seemed to be true, as he has been attacked not once, but twice, by something he just can't see. So
that's quite the video, I do have to say. I've never seen anyone use a theremin before for paranormal. It's kind of a cool idea. So we're assuming that if this is all real, that whatever is up there had a body, a mass that could stand close enough to that to trigger the noise, right? And then the piece of paper thing, definitely interesting. I mean, it would be an easy one to fake, like create that and fake it, because you could just use like an electronic switch and just have it spin the piece of paper. I've never personally seen anything like that, so it's kind of cool. It does kind of seem like a magician's toy, though, so I don't know. It's cool, though. I like it. I've only seen a couple cases that are, more leaning towards the real side of things when someone actually gets, like, pushed. His is very interesting because it doesn't, like, unless, like, the only thing I could think of is, like, he really is scared in the moment and misses a step and kind of catches himself awkwardly, and it feels weird to him, so he thinks he got pushed. It does kind of look though he did get pushed. It's really creepy. It's a really creepy video. I like that one. Out of all of them on here, I think that one has the most merit, just because it does look like someone who's really out there investigating, like putting in the work. I love his setup. His equipment's great. He has multiple cameras on himself and the equipment and the surrounding areas. Like, that's someone who's out there trying to find real shit, and he may have stumbled across something. What that something is, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it wants him there. Yeah, I like that video. I'm curious if, for those of you who made it this far, what you think of that one. It's pretty compelling. It's pretty compelling.
Next, even.
Je descends.
There's stairs right
Je
here.
demanderai de pas faire de bêtises.
Like, he could have totally like half stepped on his left foot and kind of like slid and caught himself and thought that like maybe it was, I don't know. Obviously something like that, like he's saying he got pushed, so it probably felt like a push. So therefore I'm believing his thought process, because like you would usually just be like, oh shit, I slipped. And it really doesn't seem like he's acting at all. I'm curious what he said about this paper thing though. So I'm sure he saw it.
The piece of paper inside the plexiglass box mysteriously moves on its own.
So I'm sure he saw that in post editing, right? That's why we're covering it. It's creepy, but like what I was saying is like this could just be a mechanical traption that the piece of paper is sitting on like a little spindle, because you can't see what all this tool is. So like you could just click it and it could just slowly churn it. Like, that's not hard to fake. I've never seen, though, that instrument used, and I'm curious if there are paranormal backing of it. If other investigators and researchers say, like, hey, yeah, that can be used, that's a good idea. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. It was a great video. Thanks, Nuke's Top 5, always, for making the great content. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with my decisions, if you think any of them are real and I think they're fake, please let me know. Have a great rest of your day. I will catch you next week.